What's up, fam? It's your boy DKG72, and since you guys like the Nelly vs. Luda artwork that I did, I've decided to do an entire series of these versus, or these Capcom style versus pieces. But I didn't want to just worry about the guys that had already done their versus battles. I kind of wanted to focus on some battles that probably won't happen, but it'll be fun to at least fantasize about what would happen if they were to. And also, when I was really thinking about this one, I really started to think about the old Def Jam Fight for New York video game. I love that video game. That was like the greatest video game ever. It was on the old Xbox, the original Xbox. It was just the dopest video game ever. But I really started thinking about that video game, and I want to kind of bring those types of vibes into this series as well. So without further ado, we're going to get into our next versus artwork, which, as the title has already suggested and told you, is going to be 50 Cent versus JaRule. Let's go. Yo guys, so let's jump right into it. The early 2000s was an interesting time. Jay and Nas was beefing, new acts like Nelly and Ludacris were debuting, crunk music was gaining steam, Eminem and Dr. Dre ruled the airwaves, and they decided to put their muscle behind a Queens MC named 50 Cent. Once Fifth landed on Dre's Aftermath label, they helped him construct basically it's just an all-time classic, Get Rich or Die Trying. I mean, literally there's not one weak song on that album. The album is a banger from start to finish. I don't think anybody expected that Fifth would drop something just so seismic, but once he hit within the club and it just kept going and going and going. My favorite song is Many Men, by the way. That's just, beat is just hard. Once he got going, Fifth couldn't be stopped. Now you guys know the history, you know the story, we're not really going to touch on it. Fifth came into the industry embroiled in beef, and it ended up getting him shot in a really violent situation that was just bad. Dude was able to survive that, and I guess he channeled that trauma or I don't know what he did, but somehow he came from that terrible situation and just initiated arguably one of the best runs in hip-hop history. You can't even argue against it. It literally is one of the best runs in hip-hop history. So, you know, you just gotta tip your hat to the guy. So for my design choices for Fifth as a character, I went back to that early G-Unit time when he first dropped Get Rich or Die Trying, and I hit upon that iconic picture of him in his black baseball cap, the white do-rag, the black bulletproof vest, the black jeans, and of course the white tank top as the look. I really thought that I really think that's going to work well with 50 Cent, since I want to portray him as kind of this mysterious anti-hero type character. So you don't know what side he's on, you don't know what his motivations are, you just know the guy is dangerous, and that's all you really need to know. And when you're doing a fighter game or anything like that, those are the most fun characters to play with. So I definitely wanted Fifth to come across like a badass, and that is a badass outfit that he wore, and it just is iconic. So let's go ahead and make that his outfit and run with it. Alright guys, when it comes to creating these characters, it's like I've always said before about drawing a caricature of a person. It really just boils down to how you, the artist, want to present that person. My rule is I always like to draw people in the most flattering way possible. I just don't like the idea of trying to draw them in a way that seems like you really make more or less making fun of them and not really kind of paying tribute to that person. So even with this series right here, if you notice, I'm really trying to make sure that the characters look good, they come across in a certain way, and I'm never going to try to demean anybody, and I don't think you should when you're doing something like this. You want to try to not so much make it a one-to-one comparison like an exact portrait, but if you're going to do a cartoon or a character of a person, you definitely want to make sure that you're highlighting the good things about them and you're not trying to detract from them. There are people that are going to go the other route, and you know, at the end of the day, that's every artist's choice. I just choose to go this route, and it's been working for me. So here you go, guys. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Now I added black gloves to make my man even look more dangerous, because for some reason black leather gloves makes everybody look dangerous. Don't ask me why, it just does. But I think this drawing came out really dope, and my man looks like he's ready for a fight. Alright guys, so that wraps up my Curtis 50 Cent Jackson fight screenshot. If you want to see me take on his eternal rival, like literally these guys don't like each other, so they'll never be friends or anything like that. JaRule, that video will be up Monday, so definitely tune in Monday to see me draw JaRule and kind of dive into his history and the history of Murder Inc. And hopefully you guys really like this series. And honestly, if you guys have some suggestions of some other versus fight screens that you would like for me to draw, hit me in the comments and let me know. Alright guys, so I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please give it the big thumbs up. Everybody go share this video all over the internet. And if you're new here, I'd like to say what's up, how's it going? Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed it so much that you want to hit the subscribe button. And both new subscribers, old subscribers, everybody hit the bell icon. That's going to let you know when I post up a new video, so you don't have to worry about any YouTube algorithms. Now guys, I know people may want to get in touch with me. Best way to holler at me is on Twitter and on Instagram, and that's at DKG72. You can also follow my exploits on Facebook, on my Facebook fan page, and on TikTok, that's David Gordon 72. If you guys really like what I'm doing, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Go head over there and pick a tier and help support the channel. Alright guys, gotta get back to drawing. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.